Since providing nutrition, they have more than one nucleus to divide and provide energy for developing pollen grains or sporogenous tissue. So it contains more than one nucleus, more than one nucleus. Okay. Always remember, tapetum contains what? More than one nucleus, and that's why known as polyploid. And polyploid in nature. This word you have to remember. Polyploid in nature. Okay. So polyploid means containing more than one nucleus which are doing what? Meristematic characteristics, means always growing, dividing and providing energy. Okay, and that's why it is having more than one nucleus. Now this tapetum also having two types. One is known as a secretory type and one is known as amoeboid type. So this tapetum having two types. One is secretory. Okay, one is secretory. As a name suggests, secretory means always providing secretion. Okay, so secretory type, or it is also known as glandular. Glandular. Okay, so secretory type or glandular type. Here one questions are asking, that is very important. What are the questions are there? It secrete what? So it secrete sporopollenin, pollen kit. Okay, what it is secreting? Sporopollenin, pollen kit and some proteins, that we have to remember. So secretory tapetum produces what I told, sporopollenin, world most resistant material, organic material. Okay, so sporopollenin, pollen kit, it is a wild secretion pollen kit that helps into sticking pollen grains to the what? External agent during pollination like insect. So produces sporopollenin, pollen kit and some proteins. Okay, and first and important is what? It is never completely lost. Okay, so it is present. What the need is that? What the need is that? So how much? Asking how much energy requiring? This secretory tapetum always giving. Only what they are doing? Multiplication and growing and energy providing. Okay, so this is first secretory. So secretory or glandular tapetum always present. Okay, now next one, what I told, amoeboid. Next is amoeboid type or plasmodial or invasive. Plasmodial or invasive tapetum. Okay, what I told? Another one is amoeboid, plasmodial, invasive tapetum. Okay, so these undergo breakdown. These undergo breakdown and at a certain stage at certain stage it completely utilized, it completely used and become lost. Now here question what asking, which type of tapetum continuously giving their reference. Okay, so what is that? Secretory. And which type of tapetum lost during the development of pollen grains or sporogenous tissue? So that is amoeboid. That you have to remember. So these two type of tapetum is there. Okay, now next we will see that how sporogenous tissue develop microspore. So next topic is what? Microsporogenesis. So next is what? Microsporogenesis. As the term suggests, what is that? Formation of, genesis means formation, and microspore means formation of microspore. Okay, so process of formation of microspore from MMC. MMC means microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell. Okay, so process of formation of microspore from MMC is known as, what is that? Microsporogenesis. Okay, this is microsporogenesis. Okay, now here what happened? Microspore arranged in cluster. Okay, they are arranged in what? Cluster, and forming microspore tetrad. Always remember what I told, what they are forming? Microspore tetrad. These are formed in a cluster and form microspore tetrad. Tetrad means 4. Okay, so always which form they are forming, exception also there, that we will discuss later. So always what they are forming? They are forming microspore tetrad. In which form? Cluster form. They are forming in which form? Cluster form. Okay, now this arrangement of microspore, okay, this arrangement of microspore occurs in 2 ways. Arrangement of microspore are of 2 types. Okay, are of 2 types. Okay, now number 1 is known as a simultaneous type. So first one is simultaneous type. Now, what do you mean by this simultaneous type? So, simultaneous type, you have to remember that all of you read cell division. Cell division, mitosis is there, meiosis is there. Just quick review, already 11th you have understood that. So, meiosis, what is that? two components. One is meiosis 1 and one is meiosis 2. Okay. So meiosis 1, what happens? Cytokinesis there, and meiosis 2 also happens cytokinesis. So here 1, here 2. If microspore development occurs with the help of only one cytokinesis, that type is known as simultaneous type. So what we can say, in this type, cytokinesis occurs only once in reductional division meiosis. Reductional division meiosis. That you have to remember, that here what happens, cytokinesis only once. In which type? Simultaneously type. Okay. Now this type of simultaneously shows what? Tetrahedral arrangement. Here you have to remember, this shows tetrahedral arrangement. Tetrahedral arrangement. Okay, here what they are showing? Tetrahedral arrangement. In which type? Simultaneous type. Okay, and it is mostly found in where? Dicots. So for example, most of the dicots. So most of the dicots contain what? Tetrahedral arrangement. And this tetrahedral arrangement type, which type of arrangement of there in microspore? That is simultaneously type. So here what happens? Only one cytokinesis occurs. Now next one is a successive type. So next we have to see successive type. So next is successive type. Previously what we seen? Only one cytokinesis occurs. Here what happens? Cytokinesis takes place twice. First at the end of meiosis 1 and next at the end of meiosis 2. So here cytokinesis occurs twice in the reductional division meiosis. Meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 end. Okay, at the end of meiosis 1 and at the end of meiosis 2. Okay, this shows what? Isobilateral arrangement. That was tetrahedral. Here this shows isobilateral arrangement, and mostly found in monocots. Okay, where that mostly found in monocots, this type of arrangement, isobilateral arrangement. Okay, so these are what we seen here in microsporogenesis. Okay, now initially I told that microspore formed in tetrad form where most of the angiospermic plant. Okay, but in some plant they are formed in compound form. Okay, they are having a what? Compound form. So what we can write, that is known as compound pollen grain, and that example is very important, that is Drosera. Okay, so what we can write, after the formation of microspores, generally what happened, generally microspore tetrad formed separately, means these spores become separated from each other separately. Okay, after the formation of microspore, what happened, microspore tetrad formed separately, but in Drosera, this you have to remember the example where I told in Drosera. Next example is Typha. Okay, here what happened in Drosera, Typha, microspore tetrad does not separate and formed compound pollen grains. This you have to remember, that compound pollen grains are found in where? These two examples you have to remember. One is Drosera, one is Typha. But general condition, what happened? Microspore tetrad formed and they become separated. But in Drosera Typha, these tetrad not separated and formed what? Compound pollen grain. Okay. Now, one more question is there. Generally, what happened? The microspore tetrad, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are functional in nature, but in Cyperaceae family, that you have to remember, note me. What I told, in Cyperaceae family, in Cyperaceae family, only one microspore is functional, while three others becomes degenerate. This also you have to remember. In which family I told? Cyperaceae family, only one microspore is functional, and while three others becomes what? Degenerate. That you have to remember. Okay. Now, next we have to come on this microspore or pollen grain, some feature. So next come on where? Pollen grain. Now, this pollen grain, another term is there. What is that? It represent male gametophyte. So what we can write? It represent male gametophyte. This you have to remember. Which represent male gametophyte? So that is pollen grain. Pollen grain represent what? Male gametophyte. And structure wise it is what? circular or spherical in nature that contain diameter 25 to 50 micrometer. So it represents a male gametophyte which is spherical, circular, spherical in nature and having diameter 25 to 50 micrometer. Okay, this you have to remember. What is the size of pollen grain general condition? 25 to 50 micrometer. Okay, now this pollen grain having cell wall, this pollen grain having what? Cell wall, and that is known as sporoderm. The cell wall of pollen grain is called sporoderm. What it is telling? Sporoderm. Cell wall of pollen grain is called what? Sporoderm. And this sporoderm contains two layers. What they contain? Two layers. So sporoderm, it contains two layers. What are the layers are there? First layer is known as exine. First one is known as exine. Now that it is showing, okay, this is pollen grain and outermost layer it is called what? Exine, and inner one is known as intine. Okay, so for outer side is exine and inner side is intine. Now this exine, it is very hard layer. It is very hard layer. Why it becomes hard? Because it is made up of sporopollen. So it is very hard layer which is outermost and made up of sporopollenin. Okay, so this is made up of what? Sporopollenin. Now already we know sporopollen is what? Most resistant organic material. World most resistant natural organic material. Okay, now this sporopollenin cannot destroyed by any enzymes, any type of temperature, okay, any type of humidity, and that's why it is known as world most resistant natural organic material. Okay, now what I told, it is not affected by high temperature, strong acid, alkali. Okay, so you have to remember this. Not affected by high temperature, strong acid, strong alkali, any enzymes till yet discovered. Abhi till yet discovered. What till yet discovered? No enzymes, strong acid, strong alkali, high temperature affect this sporopollenin. Okay, now this enzyme, okay, this enzyme present outside. You also see that some portions are there where sporopollenin absent. These portions are there, these portions are there. This is known as micropore. This is micropore. Okay, from where pollen grains released out. Okay, now this what happens. Now we will see micropore is present. Micropore is present. Where it present? Where sporopollenin is absent. This you have to remember. Micropore is present where sporopollenin is absent. Okay. Now, this micropore, or also it is known as a germ pores. Another term is there, that is germ pores. Okay. So these germ pores allows nutrition to go inside. Okay. So these germ pores or micropores, germ pores or micropores is present where sporopollenin is absent. Okay. Now this micropore may be one, maybe two, maybe more than one. Okay. So next we have to see on the basis of germ pore, on the basis of number of germ pores, okay, it is having some type. Okay, what is that? First one is monocolpate. First one is monocolpate. Means what? How many germ pores? Mono means one. So only one germ pore if present, that is known as what? That pollen grain is known as what? Monocolpate. And since mono will come, so what will be the example? For example, monocots. Okay, monocots is having monocolpate, means only one germ pore they are having. Okay, next one is what? Bicolpate or tricolpate. So here what happens? Either two germ pores or three germ pores, and their examples is dicots. What is their example? Dicot. So on the basis of number of germ pores, pollen grain is either monocolpate, either bicolpate or tricolpate. Monocolpate, monocots; bicolpate or tricolpate, it is dicots. Any problem? Now next we have to come on, first what we seen, outer layer is exine. Now we need to come on intine. So next layer is intine. Now in exine what we seen, that exine was made up of sporopollenin, but intine is what? It is thin, continuous inner wall of pollen grain. It is what? It is thin, continuous inner wall of pollen grain, okay, which is made up of pactocellulose. Now pactocellulose means pectin plus cellulose. This you have to remember. Okay. So pactocellulose, pactocellulose from which type of layer? That is intine. Okay. Now this is surrounded by this intine is surrounded by which layer? That is known as plasma membrane. So what we can say? Cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by plasma membrane. Okay, so this is surrounded by plasma membrane. This you have to remember. This is the Chipmunk question, that cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by, so that is surrounded by what? Plasma membrane. Now next we have to discuss this pollen grain creates some allergy. Okay, so next is pollen allergy. Okay, next is pollen allergy. Now mostly which type of plants they are showing pollen allergy? So that is anemophilous plants. Anemo means air. Okay, most of the anemophilous producing some reactions of the body of human beings, okay, and creates allergy to the human being. Okay, so most of the anemophilous plants producing what? Some reactions, okay, to the body of human beings, and creates what? Allergy to the human being. Okay, sometimes it creates sometime chronic respiratory problems also. Okay, sometimes it creates what? Chronic respiratory problems. Okay, such as asthma, such as bronchitis. What we can say? Such as asthma, bronchitis, etc. Okay, so asthma, bronchitis, such as that is. Now here questions are coming. Which type of plants are that? Okay, so for example, Parthenium, or it is also known as carrot grass. It shows what? It produces hay fever. Okay, it produces what? Hay fever. Okay, now some more examples are there, like Amaranthus is there, Chenopodium are there. So for example, Parthenium, then Amaranthus, Chenopodium, etc. That causes what? That causes pollen allergy. That this example you have to remember: Parthenium, Amaranthus, Chenopodium. So these plants creates what? Pollen allergy. Now these pollen grains are highly nutritive in nature. So in foreign countries, they are produced as pollen tablets or syrups. So next we have to see pollen products. So next we have to see pollen products, tablets or syrups. Why I told